Music Hall with John Scott Trotter, his orchestra and chorus, the Charioteers, Eddie Marr, Lena Romay, Larry Storch, Carmen Cavallero, that 1946 model on an 1890 chassis, Vera Vague, and starring that star of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's picture, Yolanda and the Thief, Hollywood's answer to Chicory Chick, Frank Morgan.
Thank you, Kenneth, my boy. It's mighty gratifying to receive such a welcome on my return from Palm Springs.
Palm Springs, huh, Frank?
Oh, yes, lovely spot.
Yeah.
I stayed at the Colonial House, and all day long I sat and watched the beautiful girls in their bathing suits. Waved to the pretty girls riding their bicycles. There was nothing around but girls, beautiful girls.
Yeah, but Frank, what'd you do with your spare time?
With that many girls, who has time to spare?
Did you drive down to Palm Springs, Frank?
No, I took the train. Of course, it was crowded, but being the gentleman I am, I gave my seat to a little old lady.
Oh, that's nice. Did she appreciate it, Frank?
Well, now, you know it was unusual, Ken.
What?
She kept insisting that she get up and let me sit down.
Yeah?
But I simply made her remain in my seat till we got to Palm Springs.
Well, of course she was really grateful.
Well, no. You see, she wanted to get off at Anaheim.
Oh, hello, Mr. Morgan. Am I crowding you?
No, but it's an idea. Well, Lena Romay.
Mr. Morgan, I'm so glad you're here.
You are?
I wanted to ask you if you're going to be home at 8 o'clock this evening.
Well, yes.
How would you like to spend the evening sitting on the love seat in front of the fireplace?
Oh, yes.
Oh, then you will be home this evening when I call?
Well, yes. What's on your mind?
I want to borrow your car tonight.
I had a feeling it'd come out like that.
While Frank deflates his tires to the level of his ego, Lena Romay gallops through that rip-snorting song, The Wild, Wild West, from the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Technicolor musical, The Harvey Girls. Giddy up, girl.
I was hoping to be roping something wild in the wild, wild west. I've been setting till I'm getting kind of riled at the wild, wild west. I read about them desperado guys, as desperate as men can be. I reckon it was just a pack of lies, the only one who's desperate is me. I don't care if he's a sheriff or a real cattle rustman here. The property I've got ain't hard to steal, your dear. Oh, they say they have hair on their chest. The only thing I've seen is just a fancy vest. Holy smackers, milk and crackers, but it's wild in the wild, wild west. They told me that the outlaws captured you and never set a lady free. I heard they held them all for ransom, too, but evidently ransom don't want me. I don't hear about the prattle, about the cattle being left on too great. Well, don't they ever have no round-up days, irate? Yeah, I heard about them western chaps. I've only seen the kind you wear around your lap. Sarsaparilla, citronella, but it's wild in the wild, wild west. I'm going wild in the wild, wild west. 'Cause the west ain't wild, ain't the wild, wild west. Yep, I'm going wild in the wild, wild west. 'Cause the west ain't wild, ain't the wild, wild west. Yep, Napoleon looks like rain. The roundup days has just begun. I'm going wild in the wild, wild west. Yippee!
Wildness of it. Mighty wild and woolly, kids. And before we leave the West, let's follow the charioteers along the Navajo Trail.
every day along about evening, when the sunlight's beginning to fail, I ride through the slumbering shadows along the Navajo Trail. When it's night and crickets are calling and coyotes are making a wail, I dream by a smoldering fire along the Navajo Trail. I love to lie and listen to the music when the wind is strumming a sagebrush guitar. When over yonder hill the moon is climbing, it always finds me wishing on a star. Well, what do you know? It's morning already. There's a dawning so silver and pale. It's time to climb on my saddle and ride the Navajo Trail.
Well done, charioteers, and a very nice trip down the Navajo Trail.
Yo, Mr. Morgan!
Uh-oh, detour ahead. Well, it's Vera Vague.
Hello, Mr. Morgan, and toodaloo to you, too.
Well, toodle-yoroo.
Well, you know, though, Mr. Morgan, I'm so mad tonight I could tear up Ben Johnson's phone number if I could steal it.
Well, what's wrong, Miss Vague?
Well, I just heard that Tommy Manville is going to get married for the 8th time.
Well, what's that got to do with you?
Well, it just isn't fair. He's shooting for 8, and I can't even make my point. Toujours la Peggy Joyce. May I join you? Oh, for the love... Oh, hello, dear. Yes, just waddle right in. Well, I was just about to comment on that lovely sweater you're wearing, dear. But do you really think you should have worn it in front of all these people?
Why, Miss Vague, is there really room for criticism?
Oh, goodness, no, dear. Hardly room for you. No offense to her.
Oh, well, she can always crawl in with you.
Funny man. Such pearls of wit.
Oh, no, please.
I guess it's only natural coming from your little oyster brain. You will fool around with me. But really, Miss O'Maya, I do need some advice here, if you don't mind. I want to ask you, do you like my upsweep hairdo?
Oh, of course. From what floor did you sweep it up?
Who won that last fall? I couldn't see from my balcony seat.
Well, you know that
Now,
young lady...
Miss Vague, you shouldn't get so upset.
Well-
I happen to know that Lena Ramai really likes you. She told me so herself.
She likes me.
Yes.
Oh, that's very hard for me to believe.
Why?
Well, I saw her on the street the other day, and she purposely held her little dog's tail so he couldn't wag it at me.
Oh, hello, Mr. Morgan, and hello, Miss Vague.
Oh. Carmen Cavallaro.
Miss Vague, I've never seen you looking more delightful. Only Shakespeare could express how charming you are.
Oh, I know. He told me so himself. Mr. Cavallaro, doesn't this wonderful holiday weather do things to you? I mean, everywhere you go, you see soldiers with their girls, sailors with their girls.
I tell you, love is sweeping the country.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yes, I ought to know. I got brushed off twice last night.
Before Carmen Cavallaro rushes out to get a vacuum cleaner, let's listen to his outstanding arrangement of that sensational rhythm number, Tico Tico. Carmen Cavallaro.
Virginia creatures have been hugging the particulars out of all the morning glories of the fair. Because it's June is busting out, it's June, June, June all over again. Because it's June, June, June. March went out like a lion, while whipping up the water in the bay. Outside and along came pretty little May. May was full of promises, but we didn't keep them quick enough for some. And the crowd of doubting Thomases was predicting that the summer's never come. But it's coming by a gum, you can feel it come. You can feel it in your heart, you can see it in the ground. You hear it in the trees, you can smell it in the breeze. Look around, look around. But the buttons now, the bushes and the robins and the bushes, every little wheel that you beside the mill. June is busting out all over, the feeling's getting so intense. That the young Virginia creatures have been punching up the secrets out of all the morning glories on the fair. On account of it's June is busting out, it's June, June, June. Just because it's June, June, June.
What memories the name Tico Tico brings back to me.
Memories, Frank?
Yes, and fond ones. Takes me back to my circus days when I was in love with a gorgeous Indian dancer who, oddly enough, held the same name. Little Tico Tico. She had a twin sister, Bula Bula.
Nice girls?
Hubba Hubba.
Why, Frank, I didn't know you were a circus man.
Are you serious, Calliope? Why, my first entry into the circus business was when I was in charge of a troupe of midgets.
Midgets?
Oh, yes. I managed Tom Thumb when he was only a pinky. Met a number of extremely interesting people under the big top. Among them a very, very pretty little sword swallower.
Oh, really, Frank?
Yes. She was the only girl who ever kissed me and trimmed my mustache at the same time. That was when I had a 3-ring circus of my own, featuring that great animal trainer, Charlie Sixbit, close relative of Frank Buck. Hearing that I had an animal act, a man came up to me one day and said,
Mr. Morgan, I performed the amazing trick of sticking my head into a lion's mouth.
My man, if you can do that, you're hired. Let me see you put your head into a lion's mouth.
Very well. Hold my hat.
Putting on my new hat, I was accosted by a young man who said...
Mr. Morgan?
Yes?
My name is Larry Storch.
Well, what do you want, Larry?
Well, I'm looking for a job.
I wouldn't give you a job if you were Jimmy Cagney.
You want Jimmy Cagney, huh?
Yes.
All right. All right, Morgan, you asked for it. Now, look, Jocko, you're a smart operator, understand? Very, very smart, and you've done all right for yourself. Very all right. And if you want to stay that way and keep healthy, just don't push me around, understand? Don't push me around or I'll give it to you right in the head, understand? Right in the head I'll give it to you.
Well, that's good and tough, all right. But look, Jimmy, Larry, what I want is a big, strong roustabout like Wally Beery.
Well, now, if you want Wally Beery, then you want somebody like me who's big and strong. Why, you remember when the Rio Grande backed up last year?
Yes, what about it?
Well, that was me pushing.
Well, that's all right, but besides being strong, we need someone who is glamorous and can add sex appeal to the circus.
Well, now, I'll tell you, Frank, I don't get the screams and the howls that Van Johnson gets, but when I walk down the street and pass some of those middle-aged babies, why, you ought to hear them purr.
Telling him to get in touch with Wally Beery's agent, I turned just in time to hear a brusque young lady say...
Pardon me, I'm Vera Vague, and I want to go to work for you. I'm a fan dancer.
Sorry, I never heard of you. How do you work your fans?
Well, it's my own style. I work them slow enough to be interesting, but fast enough to stay out of jail.
Sorry, I don't need any dancers. The only job I can offer you now is the part of a clown.
A clown? Oh, that's silly.
Why?
Well, a clown is a person who has great big feet, paints his face, and acts like a fool.
Well?
Where's the dressing room?
Handing her the score of Pagliacci, I was idly accepting peanuts from the monkeys when an ambitious young man approached me and ventured...
I'm Trotter, the human skeleton.
I thought you were the big top. You're fired. When you came to work here 5 years ago as a human skeleton, you were just skin and bones.
In what way have I changed?
Well, your skin is too far from your bone. Soon the circus was on the move again, and as dawn broke, we pulled into the next spot on our route, the little town of Warm Mattress, suburb of Hot Springs. As I swung down from the brightly spangled freight car, an old lady's voice assailed me as she ejaculated,
Oh, my friend, me want pass to circus.
And who might you be?
Me circus fan. Me from old Patagonia.
Yes, well, pat your old Gonia somewhere else. I got work to do. In no time, the roustabout set up the tents. The crowd came early, and as I assumed the vantage point, my new popcorn man began his chant.
Get your popcorn here, get it while it's oozing hot with butter, only 10 cents a box. You say you ain't satisfied? You say you ain't getting enough for your money? Tell you what I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
Well, with each and every package, I'm going to give away a prize. Now that man over there just opened his popcorn and found a 1946 convertible coupe. And I...
Wait a minute. How do you get a 1946 convertible coupe into boxes of popcorn?
Women drivers.
Directing my attention to the sideshow, I stopped to take a look at my star act. Half man and half woman. And as I stood there gazing at the strange phenomenon, I heard a voice say,
"How do you do, Miss Morgan? I'm the man half."
And I'm the woman half.
Leaving them a pint of half and half, I turned again to the midway just as my baka began calling.
Here we are. It's the funniest show under a tent. It's the funniest show under a tent.
Oh, Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Morgan, I want you to look at my new costume.
Well, what about it?
Well, I came out dressed as a crinoline girl. How do you like my legs and pantalettes under this hoop skirt?
It's the funniest show under a tent.
Suddenly a man rushed up with bad news. One of my star trapeze artists was unable to go on. So casting caution to the winds, I mounted the precarious platform 1,000 feet in the air, reached for the dangling crossbar, looked across the arena to the other performer, and prepared to complete the greatest swinging trapeze feat of all time. Holding up my hand, I shouted, "Alley up!" And from the opposite platform, the answer floated back, "Alley up!" We were ready. Go! How did I know it was my turn to hang on? Luckily, I was not hurt seriously, and to reassure the crowd and avoid panic, I arose to one knee and in my best Jolson manner burst forthwith. Oh, I float through the air with a flying trapeze, and the daring young man on the flying trapeze.
His actions are graceful, all girls he does please, and my love he has stolen away.
Stolen away.
While Frank brushes the sawdust out of his hair, Carmen Cavallero steps into the center ring to play his own brilliant arrangement of the hit song from the Broadway play Carousel, "If I Loved You."
Lena Romay sings The Last Time I Saw You.
Was the last time I saw you, the last time, or can I hope to hold you once more? What about me could have made you doubt me, want to live without me, loving me no more? From the first time I saw you, I loved you, and to me, darling, you were romance. Was the last time I saw you the last time, or will you give love one more chance?
Was the last time I saw you, the last time? Or can I hope to hold you once more? What about me could have made you doubt me, want to live without me, loving me no more?
From the first time I saw you, I loved you, and to me, darling, you were romance. Was the last time I saw you the last time, or will you give love one more chance?
That was lovely, Lena. Well, see you next week. Cut short. Good night, everybody.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.